Hi, good evening, all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So, how was the exam? The test did well. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
All of
sir.
you did well. Your tests.
It
Kind
was
of,
good,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So this is the first question. Question number 8. A cross between a hybrid and a parent. Known as
Back cross?
okay. Then what is test cross? So what is test cross then? Answer, no confusion. Back cross is correct. Okay. So back cross is correct. And just for your better understanding, I'm asking what is test cross then? Okay, fine. So back cross is, for example, okay, now the progeny is produced of heterozygous condition, correct? So listen, here, this is the progeny hybrid of these two. Okay, so this is the hybrid of these two. And when this progeny, F1 progeny, is crossed with any of the parent, okay, then it is called what? Look at it. F1 hybrid is crossed with any of the parent. It's called what? Back cross. Okay. Test cross is unknown. Okay. Unknown versus any recessive plant. Okay. Any recessive parent. So this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Anything may be there. Then that is called what? Unknown. Any unknown versus known recessive. That is called what? Test cross.
Sir,
Okay.
if it's non-recessive, how will the first one and the third one come?
See this, you don't know, illa? You don't know what is this plant. The genotype you don't know. For all these combinations, you can work out.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, like it depends upon the phenotypic ratio we get. For example, you get the phenotypic ratio of 3:1. Okay, what will be? This is A, you can say. This is B, you can say. What is the answer? If you're say, tell me, this is the answer you get after the cross in F2. What is the genetic composition of this one? Unknown. You get my point?
Is it the first one, sir? Homozygous.
Yes. If you get 3:1, it is like this only. Correct. If you get all dwarf, all the plant in F1, in F1 you get dwarf plant. What is the genotype? In
Homozygous.
F1,
Wow.
this is C. Okay. Correct. And then if you work out like this, one dwarf and one tall. This is tall, one this is dwarf. And 1:1 in F1 itself. What is it? The unknown. It's option C. Correct? You get my point? See, in the F2 generation, if you get 3:1 ratio, then that is option A. If you get 1:1 in F1, it is what? Option B. Not 1:1. Sorry, if you get all DOF, then it is option B. If we get 1:1, that is option C. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so test cross, progeny with parents. Monohybrid cross, you know, and then reciprocal cross. What is reciprocal cross? For example, if the parent, this is the parent one, this is male parent, this is female parent. Reciprocal in the sense, male is dwarf, female is dominant. Can you understand the ulta? Here, tall male versus dwarf female. Here, dwarf male versus tall female. This is called what? Reciprocal cross. Okay, opposite type of parent. Is it clear? Hello, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. Which of the following statements are true for flowers? Flowers are always bisexual. Is it so?
Not necessarily, sir.
Not necessarily. Okay. They are the sexual reproductive organs.
True. Yes. Sir.
That's true, sir.
They are produced in all group of plants.
Again,
Not necessarily, not always.
After fertilization, they give rise to fruits.
True, sir.
That's true, sir.
So flowers developing to fruits. So then what option is correct?
C, sir. 2 and 4.
2 and 4 are correct. Okay, fine. So very easy thing, huh? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Very easy thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Next question. This one. What did you write? During respiration, exchange of gases takes place in? Where the exchange of gases takes place?
Alveoli.
Alveoli of lungs.
Alveoli of the lungs. Okay. So what are the other components? You know the nasal passage? What are the components of respiratory system?
Nasal passage, pharynx,
Hmm.
larynx, trachea,
Hmm.
bronchi, bronchioles, and then
Hmm.
alveoli.
Hmm. Trachea, the rings of cartilage, trachea with the rings of cartilage, and then
Bronchi, bronchioles,
bronchus, singular, and then
bronchioles,
bronchioles, and then
alveoli.
alveolus. Very good. Okay, so that's the nasal passage. If you look into the structure of alveolus, say it is surrounded by capillaries. Just a minute. So this is surrounded by blood capillaries. Okay. So what the factors which supports exchange of gases? From here, oxygen comes here. From here, carbon dioxide. Okay. CO2. And here O2. What are the other physical factors which supports respiration? You get my question?
Yes, sir. Diffusion gradient.
Uh,
Warm
concentration
and moist
gradient.
conditions.
Very good. And then pressure. Change pressure gradient and concentration gradient. So the two factors are pressure gradient and concentration gradient. Okay, so these are all the two factors which controls exchange of gases. Okay, good. So then what is the answer? What simultaneous changes occur side by side in the female reproductive system along with the follicular maturation? The uterus breaks down and moves out of the vagina in the form of bleeding. The inner wall of the uterus thickens to receive the zygote. Which is correct, which is wrong? Both are correct or both are wrong?
A is incorrect, sir.
A is correct. Okay.
No, sir, it's incorrect, sir. The uterus doesn't break down and move out of the vagina.
Hmm.
It's just the inner wall, and the B is correct. To nourish the zygote, the inner wall of the uterus thickens.
Hmm. Okay. Any other options? Okay. So listen. What are the three layers which makes uterus? What are the three layers which make the uterus? Uterus is made up of three layers. What are they? What are they?
Endoderm,
Endo, Endodermal, endometrium,
Endometrium.
அப்புறம் myometrium, and then
Perimetrium.
See, this is the inner wall, this is the middle wall, and this is the outer wall of the uterus. Okay. So here the option A means uterus, in the sense the better term instead of uterus is the endometrium. Okay, the endometrium breaks down and the broken part moves out of the vagina in the form of bleeding. Okay, so the breakdown of endometrium results in bleeding. That process is called what? Menstruation. Okay, and then it results in what? After menstruation, again look at it, the inner wall. Instead of mentioning like here, they just given this term itself, inner wall means endometrium thickens to receive zygote. Okay, so it represents the regeneration of endometrium. Okay, both processes are actually connected with what? Regeneration of the endometrium. So then in that case, the option is both of these. Okay. Hello.
But they have asked side what changes occur side by side of the follicular maturation.
See, that's what. See, in the menstruation, follicular menstruation. Okay, so what occurs? The old tissues of endometrium breaks down and then immediately followed by what? Growth of what? New cells. Okay, new tissue. Is it clear?
Sir, but it should only be B, no, sir. It should, both are correct, but according to the question, the answer should only be B, right, sir?
Then this is, no, what do you want to say?
Both are A and B are true, but according to the question, only B is correct, no, sir.
That's what. See, listen. The reason is, if they would have given here instead of uterus, they would have substituted the term with the endometrium, then 100% you do not get the confusion with the option C. Okay, but instead of that, they have used the term, common term called uterus. So maybe there you got little confused. That's why I want to tell you, this term uterus is a common term. Like, the answer is hidden. Look into the second line, the inner wall, that is endometrium. So here instead of uterus, if it is endometrium, without any confusion, you would have selected C. Okay, both of these. But just to confuse yourself, this term is given. Common term called uterus is given. Is it clear? Still confusing?
I'll try to understand, sir. It's fine.
In the sense, replace uterus term and put there endometrium. Okay, and now you can understand both the sentences are correct. Is it clear? The endometrium breaks down and results in bleeding. In simple, endometrium breaks down and results in bleeding. That is followed by, after breakdown, it regenerates and thickens and ready for receiving zygote. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Otherwise, if you just try to reframe the sentences. What is correct? For example, if your answer is, you're telling which is correct, what is your answer?
So
Option.
according to me, both are correct, sir. But the changes which occur is B only.
Both are correct. That's what they are asking. Both are correct or both are wrong.
No, sir. They're asking related to the situation, no, sir. When the follicular during the follicular maturation, which of these process happens?
Female reproductive system with the follicular maturation. Where the follicular maturation occurs?
Ovary.
Hmm?
Ovary, right, sir?
In the ovary. This is in the uterus. Okay.
Yes, sir. They're asking what changes occur simultaneously. So it should be only B.
See, follicular maturation already started. See, you connect this with menstrual cycle. Okay. Menstrual cycle, what is the first phase? That bleeding phase, menstrual phase, and then follicular phase, and then ovulatory phase, and then luteal phase. Okay. You remember the 4 phases? And there will be a chart in the ovary, like in the menstrual cycle, you check in your book. In the initial stage, you have follicular stimulating hormone, means in the oocyte development process. Okay, the follicles keep on maturing. Primary follicle to secondary follicle to tertiary follicle. See, simultaneous, but this occurs in the follicular maturation occurs in the ovary, already started, it is going on. Don't confuse yourself with this. Just it is happening. In the same time, in the menstruation, what occurs? That's what the question. Follicular maturation is occurring in the ovary. But what occurs in the uterus? That's the question. Okay. In uterus, endometrium breaks down and endometrium regenerates. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, we will in person also, like in the class with the book, we will have more explanation with these 2 processes. See here, you must have better understanding on menstrual cycle and again oocyte development process. Both process, okay, will match the synchronization, time synchronization process. Okay, yeah?
Okay, sir.
Remind me in the offline classes. We will discuss regarding this.
Okay, sir.
Next. Diabetes mellitus is caused by deficiency of
Insulin.
Insulin.
insulin. Okay. Then what is the function of glucagon? Insulin lowers glucose level in blood. Glucagon என்ன பண்ணும்?
It increases blood
Increases.
sugar level.
Okay. What is the function of thyroxine?
It's responsible for the metabolism
Cellular
of
metabolism.
carbohydrates, fats, and proteins.
And it maintains the
Metabolism
basal
of
metabolic
substances.
rate.
Iron, minerals, metabolism. Adrenaline.
Stress,
Adrenaline.
it's a stress hormone.
Remember? Fight, flight, fright hormone. You remember? Fight, flight, fright hormone. Flight, fright, fight hormone. Means நாய் துரத்துனா ஓடுவீங்க. ஓகேயா? Sometimes examல question paper பார்த்தா ஒரு பயம் வரும். டக்குன்னு பேய் பார்த்தா பயம் இருக்கும். அதெல்லாம் என்ன? அதான் ஃபைட். கோவம் வந்தா பலான்னு ஒருத்தவங்கள சடனா கோவம் வந்து பலான்னு ஒருத்தவங்கள அறைவீங்க. இதுதான். இதுக்கெல்லாம் யார் காரணம்னு சொன்னா adrenaline. Okay. Normally, if I ask you to write something, 1 hour you write only 2 pages or 3 pages. Exam time you can write even 7 or 8 pages in 1 hour. The reason is you get some adrenaline rush. You do it even more faster. Okay. So fight, flight, fright hormone. Fine. So next question. What is the question number?
I think question number 23, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
This one.
What does HIV stands for?
Human
immunodeficiency virus.
Human immunodeficiency virus. Human immuno. Okay. Deficiency virus. Okay, good. What AIDS stands for then? What AIDS stands for?
Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
Okay, acquired immunodeficiency. Yes, stands for what?
Syndrome, sir.
Syndrome.
Syndrome. Okay, what is the difference between disease and syndrome?
Syndrome is long lasting.
Oh, good. Then
Syndrome has a collection of symptoms and collection of diseases.
yeah, okay. It's chronic. Okay, chronic in the sense many years, and then connected with a lot of complications, not just one, many complications. For example, you get dry cough, you have loss of weight, you have fever, you get skin infection, you get lung infection, you get kidney failure, many these things. So many complications together. Then that is called what? Syndrome. Okay, fine. So modes of spreading AIDS, how it is spread? How
Through
it is spread?
used syringes.
Huh?
used syringes,
Use the syringes.
and then infected blood,
Yeah, blood
Okay.
transfusion with an infected
Blood
person.
transfusion, fine. Then
breastfeeding,
Yeah, from the mother to the
Breastfeeding.
baby during pregnancy. From an
Okay.
infected mother to the baby.
and unprotected sex.
Unprotected sexes. Fine, good. Yes. Why are some patients of diabetes treated by given injections of insulin?
Insulin regulates the blood sugar level, and the deficiency of this hormone is what leads to diabetes. Thus, patients of diabetes are given injections of
Yeah.
insulin to make sure
Okay.
their blood sugar level doesn't
What are
rise
the
or doesn't
two
go too
types
low.
of diabetes? Two types of diabetes. Insulin dependent and then
ADH.
insulin independent. Okay, insulin dependent and insulin independent. So if it is insulin dependent diabetes, okay, if it is insulin dependent, then only if they give insulin injection and it is controlled. Okay, so what you can say, like the patient is diagnosed with insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Okay, so then if insulin is given, it can be controlled. Okay, fine. And then what is the next question? Is this the next question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me. DNA copies generated during reproduction will be similar, but may not be identical to the original. Justify the statement.
So I wrote that DNA copying is precise but not completely accurate. And during the process of DNA copying, there might be some mishaps or changes which causes a variation in the progeny. And due to this, the offsprings aren't exactly the exact copies or clones of their parents, but are similar in most cases. That's what I wrote, sir.
Okay. Did anybody compared sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction?
Yes, I wrote that they aren't the exact clones when it is the progeny is produced through sexual mode of reproduction.
Okay. So here, in what way you justify, like the statement will be considered. But if you insist on like two different terms, something called clones, and another one is different. See where clones are produced?
During asexual mode of reproduction.
Yeah, asexual mode of reproduction. What is the significance of sexual mode of reproduction?
It causes variation.
Yeah, little variation. Okay. And the important thing is genetic recombination, paternal and maternal DNA. And those the genetic recombination. So that's very important thing. Genetic recombination. Okay, so little and of so because of that shuffling, the progeny may show different characters than the parents. Okay, because of that shuffling means the progeny are not 100% of father maternal DNA, neither 100% of paternal DNA, mother, or it is shuffled. The genetic characters are shuffled. So maybe more maternal like or more paternal-like. Is it clear? So that in that way, if you justify that. Okay, fine. Let me check. Like here, many justification may be there in your point of view. Let me check that how you have written. Fine. So, and then the next question. Same question. Yes. Mendel's observation when he crossed homozygous tall with dog. So, what was your answer? What did you do? Same. What cross you worked out? Anila, monohybrid cross.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you mentioned the F1 means F2 order, genotypic ratio.
Yes, a
Yes, sir.
genotypic and phenotypic ratio I mentioned.
You mentioned it,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
and then phenotypic ratio.
3:1.
Yes, sir. I
So did
mentioned it.
anybody talk about law of dominance or segregation? Not necessarily you need to do, but this is more important. Okay.
No, I didn't talk about the loss because it was only 3 marks.
Yeah. That's what. Not necessarily you need to talk about loss, but this ratios are important. Okay. Is it clear that the result of monohybrid cross, the ratios, genotypic and phenotypic, the Punnett square, that's enough, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Almost in all of the tests, you are getting the question monohybrid cross.
Yes, sir. Almost.
Yes, sir.
You mastered in working out monohybrid cross. All of you. Okay. What is the next question? You write or you mentioned all these things. That is the question. What are the methods you mentioned?
Binary fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, spore formation, and vegetative propagation.
Binary fission order and types சொல்லிருந்தீங்களா?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
order.
Multiple and binary fission.
Simple fission and multiple fission.
Oh, only that one now. Even in binary fission is only-
Transfers and longitudinal, that one.
A definite orientation at any plane. You mentioned that with example.
No, sir, I didn't mention that. I only mentioned simple and multiple.
Example given up.
Yeah,
Yes,
examples.
I gave an example.
Binary fission के अन्य algorithm. What examples you have given for binary fission?
I gave amoeba, sir, for
Amoeba.
binary fission.
Amoeba. Okay, good. If not amoeba, then what else you would have given? Amoeba தவிர வேற ஏதாச்சும் தெரியுமா?
Malarial parasite is for multiple fission. And then leishmania.
Leishmania. Okay, very good. So leishmania is example for binary fission with definite orientation. Amoeba, any orientation. Okay, just keep that in mind. Very good. And then multiple fission, the malarial parasites. Okay, like Plasmodium. So those things you would have given. Okay, for multiple fission, binary fission and multiple fission. Fine. And then for budding, what examples you have given?
Hydra.
And
Budding.
yeast.
Okay, why yeast and hydra? Is there any difference? In what way you can differentiate these two organisms? This is budding in unicellular organism. Okay, hydra, multicellular organism. Okay, budding in is unicellular organism. Budding in hydra, hydra is a multicellular organism. Fine. Next, what method you have given? Fragmentation. Given
Yes, sir.
example.
Spirogyra. And
Fragmentation.
planaria.
Very good. Pyrogera. Regeneration. Regeneration.
I give planaria, sir.
Planaria.
And hydra.
Very good. Hydra and planaria. And then what method?
Vegetative propagation, sir.
Okay, vegetative formation and vegetative propagation. What example given for vegetative propagation?
Rose and Bryophyllum.
Hmm. Okay. For spore formation,
Rhizopus.
rhizopus. Wonderful. Okay. So all of you did well the test, right? Yes. But
Yes.
what I feel is, what you do felt is, why only easy questions are asked in biology? You thought like that? But I expect even more tougher questions, right? But these questions everybody can write. Amava ilya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but in board exam, let us see. Okay, whether easy questions they are asking or some tougher question they are asking. We'll see. Okay, fine, good. Apart from that, what kind of difficulty you face? Is there any difficulty you face during the examination, especially in biology portion? Any issue we need to address, we need to solve. Anything so? You get my question? Any கேக்குறேன்னு புரியுதா?
Yes, sir.
What I'm asking? Biology. See, in biology, நம்ம ரொம்ப சீரியஸா பார்க்க வேண்டிய விஷயம் ஏதாச்சும் இருக்கா? Anything, any issue, any area we need to sort out. Any issue we need to sort out.
Sir.
நம்ம உங்களோட பெட்டர் ப்ரிப்பரேஷனுக்கு என்னோட சைட்ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு நான் என்ன ஹெல்ப் பண்ணோம்? எந்த ஏரியா ஏதாச்சும் நமக்கு இந்த ஏரியா கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, and this issue is there, we need to sort it out. Is there anything else like that, or you're comfortable and ready for any kind of test?
No, sir.
Analysis. Okay, fine. Okay, all of you are comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay, then fine. Thank you. If you have any
Thank you,
other
sir.
questions, yeah, we discuss in our offline class. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Take care then.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jishnu or Narayani, anything else you want to say?